Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got leg day with Robin and Paul, and we're moving into a deload week this week. So if you watched the push day video where I nearly snapped my pec off, I've needed a break this week from anything that can risk injury. My joints have felt really beaten up. The fatigue's really kicked in. I'm holding a lot of inflammation in the body. You can just see it in my progression photos. So when things are like that, we know that we just need to take a step back, deload a little bit, recoup the body and get things moving again. Now, I'm not always a fan of taking deloads, but they are a requirement in order to make long-term progress. And so many people, I guarantee, have probably never had a deload, and they just want to push and push and push and push until they literally cannot push no more. Now, I suppose that is the whole point of a deload, is to push until you can't. However, people definitely push things too far, develop injuries, develop illness, go too many weeks of not actually progressing weight as well, which is something to really consider. Because if you're hitting movements and you're not even beating reps, there's no extra weight going on, then it's a sign that something needs to change. It's a sign that you need to recover. It's a sign that you might need to change a few of your exercises around so that you can continue that progression. But overall, what I am doing, so I'm not actually decreasing weight on this hamstring exercise, on the feet ham curl. But what I have done is decrease my reps a little bit, stayed away from failure, so I'm still hitting the full stack, but for like a set of, I think like a set of 10, 11, 12, something like that, but I'd normally hit like a set of 15, 16. So I'll pull the reps back a little bit, not wanting to push to failure, allow that to help me recover. It keeps the intensity in, but allows for that recovery. So let's move on to the next exercise. So we started off on the Technogym adductor. A couple of working sets on that, and we're deloading right now. So we're not pushing anything. We're not pushing for PBs or anything like that. Then moved on to seated ham curls. You could just see then 2 working sets with a stack, but not pushing anything to like 12 reps. I think it was like 12 and 10. PBs are around 15, 16. So anytime you deload, it's just making sure that you stay short of failure, not necessarily pulling back on weight, but pulling back on intensity. So like how hard do you push that set? Now on like the Panatta quad squat, I'd call it. Quad focus, just to get a squat pattern in. I'm not going heavy. Again, just kind of like a recovery week. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, like you've just heard me say, we're into this Panatta quad squat, which I've not actually been doing as part of my program, but like I said, my joints are really beaten up, and I believe we were due a Cybex hack squat today. I'm pretty sure we were. And as good as the Cybex hack is, it is really challenging around the quad. So, that then affects the knee joint and can really just get you really beaten up in that place. So I've been feeling my knees just creaking, man, and really just taking a beating. So decided to move into this Panatta quad squat. I'm calling it a quad squat, guys. I have no idea what this thing's called. The reason I'm calling it a quad squat is because it hammers your quads and pretty much nothing else. So this just allowed me to, leave my ego at the door. If I jumped on the Cybex hack, I probably would have wanted to push it. But this, I'm just kept it so chilled. Plate aside, absolutely fuck all. I just kind of wanted to keep a squat pattern in for this deload. Now, it's very easy to take too far of a step back when you are deloading. So if you guys do push a deload week, I want you to think about it logically and how it can actually help you and how you need to program it. Okay, so the idea isn't to change everything round. So if I'm starting with seated ham curl, I'm starting with seated ham curl again. If I've got lying ham curl in there, I'm doing lying ham curl. If I've got leg extensions, I'm doing leg extensions, okay? So the idea isn't to change your training program, it is to decrease your training volume. So if you're used to doing, let's say, 10 working sets on your legs for your leg day, we could pull that down to 5 or 6, and that would definitely do the trick. Like I said, if you pull it down to 5 or 6 and stay a rep or two away from failure, and you're used to training to failure, then we will reduce that inflammation in the body. The nervous system has time to recover. It allows you to sort of get remotivated for the next leg day. So there's a lot of benefits into doing it this way. So definitely don't change everything round. Don't think you need to overhaul your program. Think about overhauling your training volume, and that is what's going to take you to the next level the next week. Okay, it's going to allow you to push new PBs and get things moving again. So don't overthink it. Okay, but definitely don't push too far, and don't change anything around. I've had a lot of people asking me, I've had a few people comment recently on the channel asking me how far and how long this bulk is going to go on for. Now, sometimes it's really difficult to answer that question in, and try and pre-plan where that'll be. So the idea of a good bulk or a good gaining phase is to push it as far as you possibly can whilst keeping body fat in a certain range of where you want to push it to. So if we push the gaining phase too far and we got too sloppy, gain too much body fat, then our sensitivity to muscle gain is pretty bad, and we don't want to push too far past that point, because then the gaining phase becomes a little bit redundant and we just end up piling way too much fat on, which becomes really unnecessary and makes your diet phase even harder and less efficient. So to answer the question of how far the bulk is going to go, it's going to go as far as my appetite allows, okay, as far as I can physically go without gaining too much body fat. Once we get to that certain point of where we go, okay, body fat is probably creeping on a little bit too quick now, it's a little bit too high, what we will do is pull back, do a mini cut, maybe 4, 5 weeks, whatever it may be, resensitize, drop some unneeded body fat, get the appetite firing on all cylinders again, and then move back into a bulk. So that you'll expect to see this bulk go on for maybe like 300 days or something like that, with some mini cuts within that realm. Okay, so how many mini cuts will there be in that 300 days? I don't know. Maybe 2, maybe more. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So yeah, we'll just push things as far as we can physically push them. Nice, man. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. Set.
The thing for the first 8, and then slowly goes up. Slowly. Backs off.
Come on, Con. 9?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, actually. So that is the leg day finished. And just having post-workout meal. So I've just had 2 slices of toast with butter. It's like 44 grams of carbs and 10 grams of fat, something like that. Now we've got a bowl of 100 gram Cocoa Pops, 20 grams of honey, and almond milk. So I think I'm like 100 and what will I be? 140 grams of carbs deep or something like that currently to start the day off. So that leg workout is probably not the kind of leg workout you generally expect to see because of the deload week. Now, I've kind of just swiftly moved into a deload because my body is so goddamn beat up. Like after, if you watch the push day video with my pec, where my pec nearly went, I feel like it's caused a few issues in terms of like around my lats, my shoulders, and things like that. So I definitely need to get in with the physio. The one I normally use is booked up though for like a week. It's not ideal, so I'm gonna have to try and do my best with some like mobility at home and just whatever I can do. Maybe like some kind of foam rolling style, just to start releasing everything. Because I don't want this deload week to last longer than a week. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to go on too long and start wasting my time essentially. But I also don't want to rush and fucking snap something and that put me out for weeks. It's definitely not the goal. But it's always the risk. Excuse me. Currently, just pushing hard. Putting weight on, strength flying, muscle mass going up. Things about to tighten up and things about to get, a little beaten up. If you're not getting beaten up, you're probably not training that hard, right? So, we're going to be smart about it, but these are the realities of training. So this week, my food went up by like 250 calories, 290, something like that, 290. Because my weight has just not been moving. My average weight has been like minimal in terms of going up. And suddenly today I'm coming at 105, 231 pounds, which is a massive high weight. So yeah, 105 fucking kilos, man. The goal is obviously in my mind anyway to get to 250. Now that's a bit of a arbitrary number because what does 250 mean? It doesn't mean anything really. It just sounds good. So that would be like another 19 pounds, and I'll have to do another physique update in the next video. Don't judge my body for how it looks right now, sat here, podged out, hurry. So yeah, another 19 pounds potentially. We'll see where we get to by the time Houston comes around, like in over 8 weeks. Realities are, I'm 105 now. 8 weeks time, I can see 109, 110, maybe, which would be, being into the 240s. 240s, yeah, like low 240s, something like that. I'd be feeling pretty fucking big at that, I'm sure. But the goal is to try and stay fit and stay healthy with it all. I feel relatively fit. Just banged up currently, so we need to get this week out of the way. Get some physio, potentially, if possible. Do loads of mobility. Take this deload seriously, not push anything. Bring that volume right down. Recover and attempt to go again next week, and then we go from there. So hopefully this pec didn't need longer than a week. I will take 2 weeks off chest if I need to. I'm definitely not in the realm of tearing anything, so I will be smart about it. But yeah, I'm going to get this food down my neck. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know these videos are pretty basic currently, but I hope you're getting something out of them. I am trying to pump out a lot of content just to have you guys follow through, see how I train, take whatever advice and tips you can get from it. But yeah, so if you like the video, leave a like on the video. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.